Right, we're going to move on to Josh Sutton. Now, I believe Josh is famous. He's been on TV.
Yeah.
He's been on TV. Yes, we have the top stars. We've got Silky in the audience. We've got Rosina from Radio Leeds, BBC Radio Leeds, and we have, what programme was Josh on?
Inside Out or something?
Inside Out. Anyway, let's give it up for Mr. Josh Sutton!
My stomach feels at the moment.
Was it Inside Out?
It was Inside Out, yeah, it was, yeah, Inside Out. Can everybody hear me?
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
There you go.
Well, it was the size of a tent that did it. It was a cool blue New Zealand number, weighing in at less than 2 kilograms. We'd not long before met at a party in Leeds, and we were now camping for a week on the island of Minorca. It was my opportunity to wow her with my camp building skills. I thought I'd Ray Mears her into submission. And I knew that if the British Army poncho and the Trangia camping stove failed to impress, then I'd be back on that road to Singleton for a little while longer. We'd been around on the island for a couple of days, camping amongst the aromatic pines, just about a kilometre or so north of a wild beach on the south of the island. We'd been chewing our way through hunks of chorizo, handfuls of delicious olives, breaking crusty bread and eating manchego cheese, and swilling it all down with the odd bottle of Vina al Barley. A dog-eared copy of Rodney Ansell's Sunflower Guide to the Landscapes of Minorca led us on a fantastic trail, over walls, across rivers, around rusted, abandoned cars in the middle of nowhere. We sat down for a drink in the heat of the afternoon sun. We sat amongst a clump of wild rosemary shrubs, the lush green verdant needles defying the parched earth from which they sprang, bombarding olfactory senses. I had an idea. Wild rosemary, local lamb, that ought to work. Now, I'd never cooked anything so complicated as a casserole on a Trangia camping stove before, but this was going to be the crowning glory in my efforts to woo my newfound companion. I'd spotted a butcher's in Ferraris a little earlier on during the day. I was saved the embarrassing audition for Animal Farm by a handy poster on the back wall. I pointed and said, "I would like some neck fillets of lamb, please." Luckily, he knew what I was talking about. Back at the camp, I finally chopped an onion, diced a carrot, meat and 2 veg, I thought. Keep it simple. But then I remembered the garlic and abandoned all caution. Simmer the whole lot in a little olive oil for a couple of minutes, pour in a glass of wine, top up with water and let it simmer for about 45 minutes. The meal was fantastic. We sat outside the tent, dunking crusty bread and polished off the rest of the wine. Now, the lamb stew that I cooked up on Minorca must have worked some kind of magic. I knew she was the girl for me, but there was a lot more work needed doing. The Trangia camping stove may well stand as an exemplary icon of Scandinavian design, as a perfect piece of tessellatory genius, but it alone was not going to win the heart of the girl that had introduced me to tequila and champagne slammers. We returned to England, and I took the call a couple of weeks before the invite showed up. My pal Max was to wed a Texan the following spring. Be there or be square, he said. So I planned a trip, California camping, with a minor, or not so as it turned out, diversion to Dallas to witness and enjoy the betrothal of one of my oldest pals. The wedding was a riot, that's a different story altogether. Now, California camping is about as good as it gets. We worked our way slowly up Route 101, the coastal highway, up as far as Sinkioni State Park on the Lost Coast. I'd been rehearsing the words to my own proposal since we left San Francisco, and the plan was to stack the cards in my favour by applying a little bit of the Minorcan magic, in the hope of an affirmative answer. Pitched amongst various waypoints amongst the redwoods of Northern California, I cooked my heart out. I plied her with lemon and coriander stuffed trout. We had honey and ginger marinated lamb kebabs. We had char grilled vegetable couscous and a whole range of salads like you've never seen before in your life. By the time we got to Usal Beach, I was busting my heart out. Cooking up a storm. I picked up a couple of centre cut pork loins on the way in, and I'd marinated them in a little olive oil, a twist of some fresh lime juice, some ripe basil leaves, and some fine chopped garlic. My heart was really beating now. I browned the chops on either side in a hot pan, and I served it on a simple bed of couscous with nothing but a few hard cherry tomatoes and some ripe basil leaves by way of a garnish. The meal went down a storm. So we wandered hand in hand. I could see that my efforts to rule were working, and we wandered hand in hand down to the water's edge. And as the sun dipped slowly over the Pacific Ocean, I turned and I asked her a question. Thank you.
We're forgetting our manners.